Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor. It's been 2 weeks since the last update. This is the stocks review. So we're going to look at what's going on, beginning with crude oil, which is at a record high. I think it's the highest it's been in at least 7 years. And it says there 7-year high of more than $104 per barrel. This is only going to be a good development, positive news for the metamaterials dividend. Once that is released, it's looking like it's going to be at least $5 at the very low, the lowest possible price. I think it's going to be $5 at the lowest because of this price of oil being $95, probably going to be 100 plus very soon, within the next few days, weeks ahead, and months ahead, because war, as you know, war is very lucrative, especially for oil and obviously weapons, military, all that. So yeah, $95. You can expect the metamaterials dividend to be worth between $5 to the highest, maybe 50. Could be higher though, but I'm going to just say 50 as an estimate. Okay, moving on to the next actual stock. The first stock is Roblox. And the reason I bring up Roblox is because this is a steady stock. It's been relatively steady since it was released back in, I think it was 2021, March. So it opened at around 69 and looked like support was $60. Well, it turns out it's below $60 because we are experiencing a market crash. It's like a stealth market crash. It's not an overt one where everything is crashing. It's where you have specific trending stocks, very popular stocks that are trading among retail investors and are being targeted by the short hedge funds. You have this phenomena right now, this event that is going on where you have all these individual stocks that are, again, very famous and popular among retail investors, among regular people, not the elite, I guess you could say. So $51 is the current price as of now. The market just opened, but we are well below support, which is $60. Should have picked this up at $45 if you like Roblox. It's looking to go right back up to $100 in the future, in the next, I'm going to say 6 to 12 months, maybe more than that. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but I think Roblox will recover. However, when you compare this to other stocks that are video game related, I think Nintendo is overall a better buy than Roblox. Okay, so that's Roblox for you. Next is, the Enterprise just shut down. DraftKings. I mentioned DraftKings because this is going to be, I'm not going to say it's a darling of the channel, but it's definitely it is a stock that I've actually bought. Full disclosure, I bought DraftKings recently. I bought it at this price here, 17 something, because I saw the market overreact to something that happened with DraftKings, and it dropped at least 20%. And I thought, okay, that's a good buy. It's a good pickup because the market is already depressed. So since this is going down even further, it's showing it's an overreaction, in my opinion, and I was right. It's up from 17 to 22 now. So support for this is clearly at $18. So that's a really good buy for you. And I'm selling this stock. My price is around, I think I put 40 to 50, forgot right now. But yeah, I definitely see this going right back up. It's going to take a while. Sports is always, as long as the sports leagues and betting goes on, you're going to have this stock being strong, continuing to be strong. It's going to go right back up. I expect this to rally even further from where it is now. Once the markets rally again, this will go right back up to 40, 50, 60 plus. And this is a stock in its infancy. Has not been around for too long. It says since 2019. So yeah, it's a relatively new stock compared to other ones. It did open July 2019. It opened at $9.80 and hit a peak of $71 just last year. And we can see various levels of support. This one looks like a level right there, around $30, but we are well below support. Even right now, this is still a good buy for you. But the apex investor entry point for DraftKings DKNG is $17 to $18, and that's where I picked it up. So that's all for DraftKings. Moving on, we got the DWAC. Let's call it the DWAC right now. I picked this one up as well on the same day as DraftKings, and I got this around here, somewhere there, because I do anticipate this will go up to $100 at least. Yeah, so that's all for DWAC. This was a little bit of a FOMO, but it's only because when we saw this go up to 175, that is an indicator that there's a lot more room for it to grow and at least hit $100. So I think we're going to see that in the near future for this. Okay, MMTLP. I don't really cover this one because it's not one where you look at the price, but I'm just going to look at it just for the sake of looking at it. I noticed it was at $195, but again, this could go to 1 penny. It could go to $100. It really doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but this is not a situation where you're thinking, okay, I'm going to sell this. Unless it goes to like, yeah, $10 or $100, maybe you might think of selling that, because that would still get you a profit. But yeah, it's just a sit and wait, and when the dividend is released, looks like that's going to be sometime this year, probably in the latter half. I'm anticipating it's going to be pretty good, especially with the price of crude oil as we just covered. Okay, I'll look at that later. Now I'm going to look at metamaterials, the darling of the channel, and this is rallying. It's getting to $2. It's getting really, really close, and we almost got there multiple times. It's being shorted just at $2, and looks like support for this is 140, 150. So 140 to 150. Let's just look at the last month. I missed the last 2 weeks, so it was around 190, and then it got shorted all the way down to 150, 155. So this is still a good pickup for you, 140 to 160. So that's the entry point for this, 140 to 160. For metamaterials, resistance again is really, I don't really see resistance, although there is one right here. I kind of contradicted myself. Resistance is looking like 20, but we'll see. I think it might be shorted at 20 if it gets to that point again. Most likely it might get to even to this level here, to $6. It might be shorted at 6, but I think by that point it's going to be too strong for them to short it. But at 20, I do see that. I do see materials falling down once it hits 20, and it's going to be shorted as we saw here back in January. I should say June 2021. It was shorted very dramatically. That's just on the 18th, and then the following day, I believe that was the 19th. Let me just try to 21st, and the following day, 22nd, went down to 14, and not too long after was pretty much half, and then just a month later, not even a month later, a few weeks later, down to $4, and that's where we find ourselves. Actually, we don't find ourselves there, but even half of that now, just under half of that. So that's the nature of the market, but it's also the nature of the stock market where you have shorts. So, but this is a dark time, and it's going to continue to be that way until that dividend is sorted out and we get the Q4 being released and the subsequent quarterly reports will be made known to us, and then we're going to see this company really take off as they continue to mature. So that's metamaterials for you. Next up is IRNT. One of the darlings of the channel, IRNT. Let's look at the 52-week range, 265. So support is pretty obvious at 265. Let's look at the last month. Yeah, that is support, 265 to $3, and it's really rallied in the last few days. The last week it went up to almost $7. Yeah, $7. It was shorted a little bit. So we can see right around here you have a value of about $3, just under $3, so 265. And now it almost doubled, pretty much doubled. And I anticipate this to get back right up to at least 16 to maybe 20. This is a company with a promising future. They have a lot of backing from reputable organizations and areas, regions, countries, even, and cities like New York and so on. Especially in the United States, they have a lot of support there. So IRNT is rallying, although today it's dropped a little bit, 13% negative, but that continues to fluctuate. But 265 to 47 is the 52-week range. So again, this is why it's one of the darlings of the channel. I really think it's going to rally right back up. It's not, hopefully, I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but I don't think the head of the company is just, pump and dump. He's just doing this to make money, and then he's going to just abandon ship. I don't see that happening, but time will tell. So that's IRNT for you. The third darling of the channel after metamaterials, and the second one, which we haven't looked at yet. Let's look at GameStop right now. So I've missed the last couple weeks here. Let's just go from here, the 14th. So last time we checked it was around 118. It did reach a peak of 130, around the 130 level, which shorted down to 113. And we find ourselves at 118. So yeah, this is continuing to be a strong meme stock. And video games, as you know, is just going to be strong pretty much forever, it seems. Even the pandemic can bring it down because as people are locked down, that's what people like to do. Most people like to play video games in their free time. $88.87 seems to be the short-term support for this. $80 to $90 is your support, and then your resistance is looking like 200 to 250. Okay, that's all for GME. Gonna look at Bitcoin next. We've got three more to go, then we'll do a news video. So Bitcoin's at 38,000 US dollars. 52-week range 28 to 68. So you're looking at a support level of 28 to 30. And we are almost at support, but it is surging right back up despite all the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You could even say 34, 35, 30 to 35 would be support. Because we can see that just jumped right back up from the 34.7 level all the way up to 38. Let's look at the last year. Yeah, clearly the resistance is 60, 63, 67. It seems to be kind of stable now in terms of resistance levels. But I think that's going to smash. It's going to smash this level. I see resistance really being closer to 100. But we'll see. I think this is going to get to 1 million eventually someday soon. But depending on what the United States plans to do and actually does. regards to crypto, if they're going to regulate it very strictly and outlaw it, maybe. I don't think they'll outlaw it, but I mean, if it gets to a certain point where they make it less attractive and less feasible to invest in this, then it might not be worth it. But I don't know. I think, yeah, this will go up because it is one of the only things besides gold that is limited in quantity. You can't produce more Bitcoin. There's only a certain amount. I forgot the amount. I think it's 17 million. Might be wrong. So that's Bitcoin for you. Okay, we've got two more to cover. And the next one is AMC. So let's look at AMC quickly. $750 to $72. So will this go right back up to 60, 70? I don't think it's very likely. I think the shorts have got a hand on this. But if it does explode, it explodes. So then I would be wrong. But in the last 2 weeks that I missed, this went right back up to 20 at the highest, $20 level. Sorry, I'm having a lisp. I don't know why. $20 level. 6 months. Okay, so looks like the support level is 14 to 15, and we're just around support. But I do see this going right back up to 30, 40, as proven by the recent movie, Spider-Man, No Way Home. It seems to be the cinema business is pretty healthy. Okay, trying to play some ambient background music. Ambient sounds in the background there. Okay, so AMC. Yeah, that's all for AMC. There's really nothing much to say. I'm actually more bullish on AMC than GameStop right now because GameStop, a lot of people are they are switching. No pun intended. They're switching over to streaming. I'm not one of those people, but the majority are switching over to streaming. That's just the way things are going. That's the way trends are moving. There's nothing I can do about it besides buy physical because that's what I prefer to do. If the cloud vanishes overnight or we have some kind of internet outage or power outage on a large scale, you won't be able to play those streaming games because there will be no Wi-Fi. You'll have to just rely on physical media. So that's why I support that. And I like owning whatever game that is, and I can resell it. Okay, let's look at the Clover next. The Clover. Okay, Clover Health Investments, the second darling of this channel, one of the darlings of Wall Street Bets, to be frank. So last time I checked this, we were at pretty healthy level. Actually not healthy, but $2 and something. And this went down right below $2. That was a really good pickup at 190, 195, what, $2? Because this pretty much, it surged since then to 270, and that's where we find ourselves right now. It's rallied big time. And I do anticipate this going right back up to at least this level here, $10. I see this going right back up to 10 and probably being shorted most likely at between 10 to 20. So yeah, this is one of those stocks that fluctuates according to the market. It really is dependent on what the market is doing, and it is one of the most shorted stocks as well. So you've got that maybe not in its favor because when you side with Wall Street Bets on a lot of these trending stocks, GameStop, AMC, SDC, Clover, Wish, and so on, you're going to take a hit. But you just need to make sure your entry points are solid, your exit strategy is also solid. What price are you buying? Are you buying at when everyone's excited, or are you buying when everyone's posting their loss porn and they're saying, oh, I lost this much money, is an all-time low? And then you're selling when people are just saying this is going to go to $1,000 per share, and it doesn't, but they're just pumping it up and they're all, beating their chests, that's when you sell. But you need to determine, based on these charts and historical points, levels of resistance and support, just what is the price you're buying and what is the price I'm selling, and not to budge on those prices, because that's how you make money in this stock market. So that's all for this video. This is Stocks Review. Thank you very much for your time. May God bless you all and God bless your investments. Stay tuned for our news video coming up in the next segment.